Sagittarius, how are you? This is your reading for full moon in Aquarius, which is happening really yesterday and today. So it's up there looking very large, very illuminating. Let's get your cards out. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And beautiful selection of cards here. We do go through and clarify, if I didn't say that, with a couple of other decks, and I'll just pull a rock mineral crystal and we'll pull that out at the end to see if it all relates. You can carry it with you through the week if you so wish. So that's face down. Okay, Sagittarius, we're coming out here. We kind of we've got a choice. We are making a choice. Standing up for, in a simplistic way, we'll look at this like Seven of Wands. It's a card of assessment. Six of Wands is a wonderful card. I'm going back to the six here. It is a great card of success and kind of achieving and winning and people celebrating you. And the seven, it's a seven. It's about assessment. It's about, weighing things up, testing some boundaries here. That seventh wand for that period of assessment obviously creates a level of tension, a level of suppression in some ways. So if you're feeling that a little bit at the moment, it's not going to last. We defend our principles and we stand up for our integrity. If we're having to do that all the time, if we're in with others or in an environment where we feel like we have to be doing that all the time, it's like we can't help ourselves. It's potentially not that healthy, Like, you don't want to be having to justify everything you do all the time, do you? No one does. So that's the other part of that Seven of Wands, but ultimately it's the card of assessment. Excuse my voice. I've had I've got a weird throaty thing going on. Two of coins, two of discs coming up here. We're keeping this infinity. We're keeping a balance, more to the point, when there's a lot of movement going on around us. So that's good. We know we're making a decision at some point. We're making it at some point. We then have the High Priestess. This is about, I hear it, whispers beyond that veil, and you're hearing them. And that's part of your, I guess, your intuitive nature, that you're hearing. I get that immediately, voices, but with the High Priestess, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of information and potential in taking the time and focus at certain points in your life of focusing on I don't know why I'm getting this, but sitting with, the High Priestess and the information behind those veils of hers, and that we can move through that and benefit, if that makes sense to you, Sagittarius. Benefit hugely, not only thyself, but because of that benefit for yourself, we can channel that out to other people. There's a lot of knowledge for you on a personal level within this, as I see it, whatever decision that you're making. There's a lot of, what was I saying? A lot of benefit for you here. There's a lot of information for you on a personal level in terms of what making that decision will bring to you, is what I get. Because we've got the Star here too, which is the wonderful Aquarian card. Conduit, the bridge between the wider cosmos and the one, you. It's happening. it's healing. There's a surrender in this card, and so it's quite beautiful. But let's just see. We'll clarify with the Morgan Greer. We'll clarify. This just popped out. I wasn't focused on anything here. Two of Wands. We understand what we've got and how we can use it, basically. I'm just going to put that card there. We understand our resources and our being in a position where we are the ones who decide yay or nay, it seems. Seven of Wands. For Sagittarius, please. There's something in here. Two of Discs again. Holding the tension, the tension, the tension, the balance here. There is a lot of movement. There's a ship taking, I don't know, coming back from some journey or going off on a journey. We hold the tension within that, within those discs. We hold a balance here. So we're looking at that Seven of Wands. We're looking at it. We're looking at it. Are there other opportunities coming up for you, Sagittarius? Or getting back to basics? Six of Cups. A childlike, whether it's memory, quite a physical memory of what, when love was an act of giving that didn't have anything else attached to it. Of course, the Six of Cups is about our connections to others, and certainly over time when people return that we haven't seen for a long time or that kind of thing, those connective threads don't disappear. Interesting. Anyway, let's look at the two. The Two of Discs we've got twice. Two of Discs for Sagittarius, please. Okay. There might be a choice here. I mean, there is a choice. There's a decision to be made. We're looking at this Two of Discs. Keeping a level of calmness at a time of change when we know we're about to cross over into a new zone and through a doorway. We've got the Page experimental. We're understanding how we utilize our own sense of power, and remember that is all hooked into self-esteem. You know, how we feel about ourselves, how we let ourselves down, how we don't let ourselves down. This young Page is learning the nature of power and how it plays out, how it's worked in groups, how it works in groups, how it works individually, and how this young Page, what is their relationship to their own sense of power. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, so walking through a doorway, you know. We're looking at self-determination, doing what we need to do for ourselves, could be financially beneficial to you. We don't necessarily see that at this point. High Priestess for Sagittarius, please. High Priestess for Sagittarius. Look, an infusion of new insight. I always see the Tower in a positive way. In a totally positive way. We're infused with a new view, or many new insights. And, you know, like in any time of change, when we know that, you know, it can feel like we're in a bit of a, like on spin cycle or in a tumble dryer or something, because it can be quite mind-blowing, can't it, you know? we always have this place to be, to go into, which is the High Priestess. And the Star. Transformation. In the Star we surrender. We're stripped back naked. Nothing to hide. You know, relate it to, you know, in some ways I always think of Ganymede in that story, but we won't go into that right now. The Star we have transition, transformation. This is a transformation. So let us look at, oh, actually, we'll just pull a Pixie and Fairy. And then we'll lift up that Rock Mineral Crystal card, Pixie and Fairy, for an extra glimmer. Ooh, what was that? Look, we've got the Topsy Turvets, which is a funny little card, because it looks the same way, whether it's upside down or not. Speaking of being in a spin cycle or on spin. Same way, whatever way you look at it, right? It's just, this is a process. You might feel that it's not necessarily about your obligation to others, but you might feel that the expectation of others is right there in front of you. And I like tapping on the window, you know, looking in, expectation of everyone else. Sometimes we have to just let that just kind of, you know, tap on the window, go away, isn't it? We seek sanctuary within that High Priestess zone. And I do feel that because of that Seven of Wands being right at the beginning of the reading. You may feel obligations and things like that, but when you're making a transition of sorts in your own life for yourself, we weigh all of these things up, don't we? So, Sagittarius, what have we got? Oh, we often get this. For Sagittarius, lapis lazuli, as I like to say. Beautiful prophetic dreams releasing anger, serenity and grace. It is a stone of royalty, which I always relate to Sagittarians. On that note, thank you for joining me. Thanks for liking, subscribe. Beep. Take good care over this full moon in Aquarius. And we'll see you next time for the new moon. Bye for now. Cherry.